Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome back to some EVE Online. And I'm doing a little bit of my favorite activity in EVE at the moment, some high-sec exploration. I've been doing okay, I would say. I've found 2 data sites and a Serpentis narcotics warehouse. There were like 10 other guys in that narcotics warehouse, pretty strange, but I still got the loot. Unfortunately, only a 9-tier overseer personal effects. So I'm already at 8 million. With like 3 sites done, so not too bad. So in this video I also want to touch on an aspect of EVE Online that's quite unique. It's the skilling system in EVE Online. This is also a little bit of a discussion maybe for people that are extremely new to the game or that have never played EVE Online. The reason I want to make this video is because someone in EVE actually reached some pretty amazing numbers when it comes to skills. Here, me for instance, I'm at 89 million skill points. Not that bad, I think. And I've been playing since December 2009, so 4.5 years. And yeah, 89 million skill points. I can definitely pretty much fly any non-capital ship if I want to. And I'd say that I'm pretty good with drones, armor ships, Galente, battleships, cruisers, battle cruisers, whatever. All of that is looking pretty good. Same with blasters. So I'm doing okay. I can use a lot of Tech 2 modules and stuff like that as well. Still have a lot of work to do. Because if you compare it to the guy I was actually talking about, it comes from a Reddit post. Dr. Camus, let me show you his employment history. He's been playing for Applied Technologies since June 1st, 2003, 11 years straight, and he reached 250 million skill points. That is some amazing dedication. And if you're wondering, well, has this guy like won EVE Online or something because of that? No, he's not even halfway there. A maxed out character in EVE Online will take you at least 28 years of skilling for someone to reach this. So yeah, it's quite a unique system. It allows for some pretty crazy things to happen. That big one actually looks like it could be interesting. It's the PL029. But this skilling system in EVE Online, how does it work? It's a completely passive one. All it really takes for you to gain skill points is to be subscribed. There are some ways that you can accelerate it a little bit, because you can increase your 5 attributes, stuff like intelligence, willpower, charisma. You can increase those with implants and sometimes with remaps, so you can switch them around a little bit, but nothing too drastic. And yeah, by doing that, of course, you can gain more skill points per hour. But the system is a fully passive one. There is no activity you can do within the game outside of making ISK for the implants, for instance, that are going to be able to increase the rate or all of a sudden get you some of those super skill points. So yeah, it's something that a lot of people don't like when they first hear about it, but once you get started in a system like that, I do think it helps to keep people in the game, because you can basically keep improving your character even when you're not playing all the time or full time, and you can just keep going no matter how long you've been playing EVE Online for. People have been skilling their character for the 11 full years that EVE Online exists, and they reach 250 million skill points, which is pretty damn amazing, but they're far from maxed out. In fact, that character that I just showed you cannot use Tech 2 sentry drones, which is something that I can do. And so yeah, specialization is extremely important and stuff like that, but it's definitely a pretty unique system. I actually don't know of any game right now that uses the same system. It's possible that 1 or 2 games has a similar system, but it's definitely something pretty unique, and that I think is a major part, not so much for drawing new players in, but for the longevity of the game. I do think that that this unique skilling system that EVE Online has plays a really big part in that. What other game has a skilling system that requires at least 28 years to fully master? and even then they're constantly adding a new skill, so this time just becomes longer and longer. In fact, it's pretty obvious that what CCP would like to have is no one ever reaching the maximum amount of skill points in EVE Online. And why would they? This just keeps people invested in the game, playing in the game. Yeah, I personally think it's a pretty awesome system. It's definitely part of what's got me hooked into EVE Online, that I can continue to see my character improving. He can continuously learn new stuff, learn to fly new ships, use new modules, even when I'm not feeling like playing EVE Online for even something like a whole week, which I don't think has ever happened outside of my vacations. But it's an option. This does come with its own set of problems and circumstances that this creates, because losing a pot already cost me something like 35 million ISK, I think it is. It's starting to get pretty expensive. I can imagine that a guy with 250 million skill points doesn't want to lose his spot anytime soon. That's going to cost him hundreds of millions of ISK. And thus you do get this phenomenon in EVE Online where people start alt accounts. Especially I think once you reach like 100 million skill points, a lot of people do start looking into stuff like PvP specific alts, where they can actually afford to lose their pot and then just replace it for a few million ISK, and then have their main continuously improve, learn to do other stuff, especially make ISK. Yeah, it's got its own set of issues. I wouldn't call them problems so much. You know, it's just a completely different circumstance than what you find in classical MMOs, where you can actually max out your character in a matter of weeks or months. Over here, that's pretty much never possible. But it also comes with a drawback, which personally I like. It takes an enormous amount of dedication to get something like the character over here, Dr. Camus, who's been playing in the same corp for 11 years and reached 250 million skill points. Does he win EVE Online by doing this? No, of course not. It's just something cool. It's the way he likes to do it. He likes to try and have the highest skill character in EVE Online, and he probably does, or has one of the highest. Yeah, it's just a completely different facet to EVE Online that I think is awesome for the longevity of the game. And goddamn, it's only a relic site. I'll take a quick jump into Messibier sometimes. That one is pretty good. But yeah, that's honestly, that's an amazing milestone to reach. So if he happens to watch this video, congrats to Dr. Camus. Those are some pretty mind-blowing stats. 11 years in EVE Online, 11 years in the same corporation, and 250 million skill points. God damn it, that's some serious dedication. Congrats to that. I play in a similar vein, although I'm not going for like the absolute best skill training. I don't even remap. I keep all of them evenly distributed, with charisma a little bit lower. So I don't mind that is far from perfect, but I do have a few jump clones with +4s in them, so that if I am in a safe situation, I can keep training my character at what I feel is a pretty awesome pace. That's probably going to beat most of the characters. Yeah, it's just one of those unique aspects of EVE Online that I think has helped the sandbox survive, honestly. If after a few months you would be seeing maxed out characters all over the place, which I think, like other sandbox MMOs that are more of the medieval fantasy settings, you know, it is easily possible there, I think, or a lot easier to like max out all the skills. I think that's going to cost in the longevity of the game. You need to give people these long-term to extremely long-term goals to keep them interested, to keep them invested in the game, to keep giving them this feeling of progression. And this skilling system in EVE Online is definitely helping with that. It's one of those things that CCP honestly risks. I think if they're not the only ones that are doing it at the moment, they're definitely one of the only ones, one of the first ones to ever do a skilling system like that. And I think it's a part of what explains EVE Online, the success and the longevity of EVE Online. Another one is, of course, its sandbox aspect, but its unique skilling system, it's definitely a part of that. And personally, I love it. I understand it's not for everyone. It does make EVE Online feel a lot less like a game and a lot more like something you actually have to perform to get the most out of you need some discipline, you need some dedication, but yeah, it's an awesome system in my opinion, because it allows for incredible stuff like what you saw that player reach. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys, because I'm not finding that much. Still 15 million. It's okay, I'll continue my exploration a little bit. Hopefully I find something juicy. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.